嗨，我是 Amber Akilla，大家好，很高兴认识你。感觉我应该要拍一条介绍自己的视频，但是对镜头说中文还是有点害羞，有点尴尬。So I think we're gonna have to do English slash Chinglish. I'm Amber Akilla. I'm a DJ, music producer, music consultant, sometimes model based in Shanghai, China. I grew up in Australia, in Perth. As a DJ, I play underground dance music, techno, house, breaks, electro, UKG, samples of hip hop, pop, K-pop. I play at clubs like All System and Heim in Shanghai. Very grateful to my friends who continue to book me for DJ gigs. I DJ for brands. I've played for Chanel, Gucci, Hermes, Tiffany & Co, Saint Laurent, Bulgari, Nike, Adidas, Salomon, New Balance, Absolute, Hennessy. I've curated lineups for Axel Arigato, for Farfetch. When I consult, I work with agencies and brands to come up with music direction, whether it's for a campaign or for a fashion show or for retail space. I can suggest music, suggest artists, or create music for whatever project we're working on together. I have a podcast called Friend Crush with Amber Akilla. It's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I have a law degree and an arts degree. I started DJing while I was at law school, and it was a really great creative outlet for me because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I hated every second of my degree. It was a great way for me to have some kind of non-university related hobby. I was always really interested in art and music when I was growing up, and I performed at school a lot. I sang in jazz bands and I won all kinds of art prizes, but I was really sad when I was at university. So DJing was a nice creative outlet for me at the time, and I faced all different kinds of challenges because this is 10 years ago, before DJing was really understood in a mainstream sense. It was mostly a male dominated industry. I mean, the music industry still is, but I was one of very few women, very few Chinese women in Perth that were DJing at the time. But all those challenges really helped me and pushed me to develop a better understanding of how to be confident, how to have a sense of identity that is authentic to you and not dictated by how other people think that you should be or how other people want you to be in order for them to feel more comfortable. This kind of became a through line in a lot of my work. After I graduated, I moved to Shanghai in 2017. I worked in PR, I worked at a creative agency slash record label. In 2018, I co-founded a project called Nushu, which is women's skill, inspired by Nushu, women's script. And what inspired us about the script that these women created when they weren't allowed to get an education, weren't able to work, was the way that in spite of the limitations that they faced, they still found ways to be creative, still found ways to connect and communicate with each other and to create community. We were inspired by existing projects like Disc Woman and Intercessions. I really believe that knowledge is power. Being able to learn a new skill of any kind is how you can shift your identity. So that is like the ethos of Nushu. We created a space where people could learn to DJ and connect with each other. It wasn't necessarily about becoming a DJ, but just creating this feeling or facilitating this feeling of learning something new. You went from not knowing what a DJ was doing at a party to knowing how to switch from one song to another. And I'm really proud of what we achieved through that project. We created a documentary with Red Bull. We were featured in Vogue, in Paper Magazine, in Wired. And I think that we definitely inspired people to create their own women-focused projects, to start their own DJ career or to recognize the importance of being able to connect with like-minded people and support each other. In 2020, I went back to Australia to work on my visa, and then the pandemic started and I got stuck in Australia for 2.5 years. I went through a lot of emotional turmoil, as I'm sure many people did. I really wasn't inspired to DJ. I couldn't even DJ because the clubs were closed. So I spent a lot of time reflecting on my relationship with my hometown, where I was kind of like always running away from my hometown. A lot of different parts of myself that I hadn't really acknowledged or spent time nurturing. A lot of these thoughts and feelings became my podcast, Friend Crush with Amber Akilla, and also the focus of a lot of my TikTok content. I've always been interested in the space between different worlds and different concepts, whether that's between underground and commercial, analog and digital, science and spirituality, masculinity, femininity, between music and fashion, between East and West. And I also realized that being human is how you connect with yourself and how you connect with others. So I believe that a healthy friendship with yourself and with your friends is what creates a healthy society. So that's why the podcast is called Friend Crush. And I also use dating dynamics as a way to communicate ideas around self-empowerment, because I think that this is kind of like a universal language. We all want to love and be loved, and oftentimes our blind spots in terms of how we can do that in a healthy way starts to show up in our romantic relationships. So I use dating culture as like the framework to discuss self-empowerment. I'm currently working on season 6 of the podcast, which is probably going to be video format on YouTube and Xiaohongshu. And then, yeah, I'm excited for 2024. Being hot and having fun is my life philosophy. What can we do to feel good, look good, connect better, love better, make more money better, have a good time in general? After struggling with anxiety and depression in my younger years, I think as I've gotten older and become more confident, I just want to have a good time and then also help other people have a good time too, so we can just have a good time together. Be hot and have fun. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully I get to share more content. Hopefully we get to see each other on a dance floor somewhere. And I will speak to you soon. Rolling and action!
Take 10.
Slay life, slay food, slay mommy.